Welcome everyone to Okta Unified Verification. My name is Tracy Nyholt. I'm the founder of TechJutsu, and I just wanted to thank you for spending your afternoon with us. Today we'll be taking you on a journey across a little bit about Okta and TechJutsu, the importance of accessibility and verification, and then what we're calling a unified verification experience, meaning that the verification is the same through your online, mobile, and call center experiences. And then going into some questions. This unified experience is provided by Okta, the back end to all of this. So Okta is a Gartner leader that can meet both workforce and customer identity needs. At TechJutsu, we're always looking for innovative ways to build complete business solutions that integrate with existing systems and provide a consistent customer experience across all platforms. We're an Okta Services partner and the latest winner of the Okta Innovation Award. So by extending Okta's verification experience to the call center, this partnership has helped TechJutsu implement Okta's Premier Identity Access Management Solution platform across credit unions, banks, retail, and even forestry solutions. A frequent question I get is, why are we called TechJutsu? So when I studied martial arts in Japan, I learned that jitsu means skill in Japanese. So technical skills seem to fit both what we do and our personality. We'll meet the ninjas. Myself, I'm the founder and CEO, and with me on the line, I also have Mike Vaughn. Mike, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Mike Bond. I'm a senior identity access management specialist with TechJutsu with over 15 years experience in identity and access management, both on workforce and on the customer science side as well.
And Gabrielle Camo, who's going to be joining us shortly, is our expert on fraud detection with Okta. So some of the why about customer verification. Customers are getting more and more invested in their own identity security, and they're starting to ask for stronger levels of security to protect themselves. For example, we do a lot of work in the credit union financial space, and customers there are used to having a second factor on their Gmail, on their social media, and they're like, well, why don't I have that level of security in my bank or more? Particularly in light of recent breaches, such as the recent breach at Bank of Montreal. Many insurance companies are starting to give discounts if companies use second factor authentication. And in fact, some insurance companies are out and out denying cyber insurance to companies that don't take the verification experience seriously and implement second factor authentication. And this includes providers such as Kumis, who's the insurance provider for credit unions in Canada. And it just stands to reason that less claims means lower premiums. So you can really keep those insurance premiums down by implementing second factor as part of your user verification experience. And again, the security driver is that customers are basically demanding more and more security. You don't want to be the latest headline in the news, so it's good to be proactive and put that security in place now. And something we're really passionate about at TechJutsu in particular is accessibility. It's one of our core values. So bringing that security experience to individuals that have accessibility accommodations needed, such as people have visual issues or auditory or mobility impairments. So having accessible services that help maintain their independence, because all too often companies implement some sort of security, but they leave behind those with accessibility issues, and we just don't think that's acceptable. And now I'll pass it over to Mike, who's going to talk to you a little bit about the online experience.
Thanks, Tracy. So in the online experience, from a technical standpoint, there's a lot we love about Okta. Okta provides a secure authentication library so that programmers can focus on making your online and mobile experience the best it can be. Okta can plug and play with existing systems and assets, which means that everything from your backend to your mobile framework, we've proven those integrations with Temenos, C1, eBankit, so your banking functions are covered. And even better, Okta is fully customizable to your organization's branding, so you can make it transparent to your members as well. I'm going to have a quick demo here, a demo video.
So today we've made a banking app to show you all how Okta works in an FI environment. Today I'm playing the role of a customer logging into my neighborhood bank. So I just click the login button there at the top right of the page. And up comes the Okta sign-on widget. already branded to our bank's logo, colors, and branding without us even really having to do much code. That widget comes pre-built from Okta. Once I've entered my username and password, I click Send Push. I verify my Okta Verify on my phone. And it's just that easy. I'm signed in to do my banking faster and more securely than ever.
With mobile banking, and speaking of that, Okta can be easily extended to user experience from desktop to that mobile installations and back. Okta's authentication library is fully extensible to desktop and mobile. Rather than having to build out separate mobile authentication flows, your team can focus on making your mobile app experience a great one. And our proven customer identity updates save you time and money without compromising your features or security. And now we'll go see a mobile banking demo.
Let's take a look at the mobile login experience for our neighborhood bank app. As you can see, we've got the Okta sign-on widget, and on the back end, we actually haven't done any customizations to this widget to make it mobile friendly. This is the same code as we used on the desktop. So Maura just needs to enter her username and password. And then Maura provides her Okta Verify. And we'll see that on her phone. And she'll click, yes, it's me. And that's that. Maura is signed into her online banking.
So now from mobile banking, we move on to the demos for Caller Verify. So Caller Verify, we're going to talk to you about, can protect your members by utilizing our patent-pending Caller Verify solution. We originally developed Caller Verify for Service Credit Union, who is a visionary in protecting members from fraudsters getting past security questions. Service also wanted to improve member experience by eliminating annoying security questions, so their member care center could spend more time delivering the quality service that mattered. Security questions were problematic for elderly members who struggled to remember the answers, and to users with vision problems who could not easily look up information on their bank statements. So based on this accessibility requirement, we looked for a way to make caller verification both secure and easy. Now, Caller Verify allows you to get to helping your callers as fast as possible by integrating seamlessly with your organization's existing identity provider. Using Okta, you can securely verify your caller by sending a push notification to their registered mobile device. Now, Caller Verify is versatile. It can fit many use cases, including verifying members calling in to perform day-to-day banking and investments, securing high-value transactions, including wire transfers and e-transfers, and protecting high-valued wealth management advisory services. We prepared a great demo video to showcase how easy Caller Verify can be.
We have prepared a few demos to show you Caller Verify's use cases. We hope they will give you a clear understanding of how Caller Verify can fit your organization's evolving needs.
First, I will log into the Caller Verify app. Do keep in mind that the logo, colors, and fonts are entirely customizable to match your branding on every branch of the Caller Verify app. The sign-in widget is provided by Okta, so you can keep your organization's sign-on policies secure in the Caller Verify app. To log in, I have a second factor set up as well, and I can send myself the push with the press of a button. Now that I'm logged into the Caller Verify app, I'm ready to start helping callers. Here's Jane now.
Hi, I'm calling to make some changes to my account.
Sure. Can I get the email address for this account?
My email address is jane.the.good@techjutsu.com.
All right, I'm looking you up. Ah, here you are. I can see that your account is active and you have enhanced security set up in our system. I've gone ahead and sent you a push notification to verify that you are who you say you are before we change any details on your account. Just press yes and we'll move on to helping you with your account changes.
Wow, I got that so fast. Okay, I pressed yes.
Okay, now that I've verified that you are who you say you are, how can I help you?
Now we'll show what happens when we receive a call from a bad actor.
Hi, I'm calling to make some changes to my account.
Sure. Can I get your email address?
My email address is jane.the.good@techjutsu.com.
All right, I'm looking you up. Ah, here you are. I can see that your account is active and you have enhanced security set up in our system. I've gone ahead and sent you a push notification to verify that you are who you say you are before we change any details on your account. Just press yes and we'll move on to helping you with your account changes.
Aw, why can't you just ask me a security question, like my birthday?
Because you've enabled a second factor, we will verify you with your second factor.
That's weird. I'm not trying to access my account right now.
Ah, looks like you've pressed no. I will be reporting this to the fraud investigation team.
No!
Yeah, what a great demo. That demonstration can show you how simple yet powerful caller verification could be. I'll now pass it back over to Tracy to show you how Caller Verify can fit into your environment.
Say goodbye to bad guys with Caller Verify. So this architecture document shows you how the push notification on your phone is connected to Okta. So the caller calls into the call center or IVR, an automated telephony system, or the Caller Verify application, redirects to Okta to push a notification to the caller themselves, at which point, if the caller is the person they say they are, they would press yes. If the person who's calling is not the caller and the real person gets this notification, they could either press no or ignore the push notification, at which point it would time out and the caller would not be authenticated. Overall, Caller Verify reduces risk, helps with regulation and compliance, saves your organization time and money because time in your call center is very expensive, and reduces that verification friction. So I'm sure we've all been asked, what's line 150 on your tax return, and no one knows that off the top of their head. So it's very frustrating for callers to be asked those types of questions they don't know the answers to about themselves. So this keeps it simple. It's accessible. Even people with motor issues can usually manage pressing one button, or something like entering a complex texted code may be difficult for them. It's accessible for members with memory issues. So particularly in banking, you'll deal with a lot of senior clients who may get frustrated because they can't remember some of their security questions, and this eliminates that frustration. So my dad's very keen for us to get that into his credit union because it's driving him nuts when they ask him questions he doesn't know about himself, and it really frustrates him. Next, we'll talk a little bit about working with TechJutsu and Okta, just to give you a flavor of how that works. Our process is we assess and advise first. So often the assessment may even be a pre-sales assessment where we look at your current state and make recommendations as to a future state and what the return on investment for that future state would be. In that, we would also show you really detailed graphics in terms of how much money you would save, how much effort would be involved in a project, both on your side and on TechJutsu's side. Then we move into the implementation phase, which is sort of the typical project phase where we're implementing Okta into your environment. And then we hand it off to your operations team and your help desk. So in this phase, we're looking at providing help desk guides and other materials to make sure that you can handle everything operationally. And then optionally, we can also provide you with maintenance. So that would look like us doing some health checks, reviewing new Okta features and recommending what ones might be of value to you in your environment, monitoring the suspicious activity reports, having success meetings with you and your stakeholders, and more. We can also customize those maintenance packages to your individual needs. And in that pre-project assessment, I was chatting about, we would define the return on investment, the security benefits, as well as clearly define the time that it would take to implement a project. And the benefit of that is that everyone has clear expectations at the beginning, so your stakeholders are clear on how much time and effort will be required, both from your team and from our teams, in order to successfully implement the project. At TechJutsu, we really try and find that sweet spot where we're improving user experience and we're reducing risk. So all too often, I think security and user experience are in a tug of war, but I don't think it has to be that way. And I think, particularly with Okta Verify and Caller Verify, that one push notification is that sweet spot where it's both more secure and it's more usable for the user. And here's a graphic actually pulled from one of those pre-sales assessments I was chatting about, where we would define how much effort it would take from TechJutsu and from your teams in order to achieve the project, so that you have a very clear idea. And we like to visualize as much as possible I know stakeholders are usually very busy people and they don't have time to read a complex spreadsheet. So we try and make it simple and condense everything to a picture when and where we can. Also important to donate the cost savings that you would have with an Okta project. So, obviously you're doing this maybe for insurance reasons, for security enhancements, but it's also nice to show your stakeholders some cost savings. And some of the places we can do that is if you're currently doing manual password resets where someone calls a help desk and uses a real person's time to do a password reset, we could provide a self-service password reset functionality through Okta and provide some cost savings there. And then we would just calculate the cost savings in terms of how much time from a help desk user salary you're saving. The other place where we can typically save a lot of money is in the onboarding and offboarding. Now you want to automate offboarding in particular for security reasons. So if someone leaves the organization, their access is immediately terminated for security reasons. But it also can be a very time-consuming activity if you're doing that manually with a real person. So by automating it, now we can save you some salary time for a user or an employee who might be doing that offboarding and onboarding for you manually. And here's just another visualization where we took all the time savings before the Okta project and after the Okta project in terms of the time spent doing access requests, onboarding and offboarding, password resets, and how much time that would be saved so that we can clearly present that to the stakeholders. And of course, one of the big drivers in terms of doing this type of verification project is to mitigate risks. So, a typical risk is, a user who's hostily terminated but retains access, and especially if it's admin access, they could potentially shut down systems that your customers or members need. So using that automatic deprovisioning, we mitigate that risk, making sure that someone's access is immediately terminated when they are. And that saves you costs both financially and reputationally. It's very embarrassing for companies if someone who's been hostily terminated retains access and is able to create a public shaming, such as changing things on your website or locking out your customers or something else that ends up in the news. So you really want to protect your reputation. Here's some of our customers. As you can see, we do have a lot of customers in the financial space. So Service Credit Union is the first credit union that has Caller Verify implemented to protect their call center, as well as they're using Okta on their online and mobile experiences to protect their customers. Canadian Western Bank, same. They're using Okta both on their customer side and internally for their workforce. Quite a mature instance. Steinbach Credit Union is just starting to implement Okta on their workforce side. And we have a number of clients in other areas of other verticals. So in summary, we just wanted to chat with you about the power of protecting your customers with Okta. I'll give you a little bit of an insight into how it would be collaborating with TechJutsu and Okta on that journey, and making sure that you're thinking about accessibility and usability for your members and how we can better enable that while making things more secure. So that sweet spot between usability and security. And as always, if you want to book a meeting with us, we do have a facility on our website for you to pick something out of our calendars directly, or feel free to email Mike or myself. So I thank everyone for your time today. And
yeah, thank you for joining us.
Please feel free to reach out if you want to discuss your needs in depth.
Awesome. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.